Bro, what's up? I thought we were gonna dress up. It's Halloween. Where's your outfit? Come on, bro. Welcome to the podcast.
This is us this is our first video recording for the podcast. We wanted to get to this point, but we're just a little nervous about the camera setup. We'll post a picture later of how the setup looks like. Truly humble beginnings. We literally have a chair on top of a table with a book on top and the camera sitting on top. But it's what we're doing. It's what we're here for. Ready to just get this shit rolling,
Yeah, you're gonna see growth in the future.
Yeah. Dude, you're Christian and I are also looking for someone who'd be down to join the team and edit the podcast for us, like a producer,
Yeah.
It does get a little time consuming, trying to put these out. We recorded ahead of time, just for days we've been busy, but it's catching up to us.
It's catching up quick.
It's catching up quick. The third one that we recorded, it's not going to go out till next week because we decided, we should do a Halloween
special.
A little Halloween treat. So the next podcast isn't going to have video, but after that, we're going to try to get video for every single one.
And we're going to get guests soon.
Oh, yes.
Try to get some guests, some cool people on here.
We're hoping for our next recording we can get a guest on because we got our feet under these first few recordings.
Really good feed. Appreciate that. Everyone who gave feedback.
Yeah,
we're
appreciate
listening
it a lot. Yeah, we're hoping to move on to do bigger things. Hopefully we can have something go viral for us. Yeah, and we get some more listeners. But yeah, Kanye. We were talking about Kanye recently. His Violent Crime song.
Oh, that's an amazing song. Like, how could you hate him after that?
Yeah, forgive him for everything.
Exactly. The only thing is he didn't write the song. It was Nicki. But he performed it.
Who?
Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Because she's at the end. Yeah.
No, I think how that song came into our conversation was, I was telling you I was worried about. I'm worried that I'm going to be overprotective with my daughters in the future. If I have daughters, you never know.
Yeah.
That's something I don't want to do. I don't want to ruin my daughter's childhood, or look like a bad father. But, those thoughts come across your mind. You're just like, there's crazy people out there, and I don't want my daughter to, be a victim of, some freak out in the street,
It's a fucking scary world. That's my biggest fear, not being a good parent, having my kids hate me or something,
Yeah,
I just want to be there for them.
Exactly. It's it's not even just daughters, sons too.
Yeah.
I don't know, my kids are not walking home from school.
Really?
Really. I don't think, I can't. I'm too worried about it,
Yeah, but that's also going to harm them because then they're not going to be able to take care of themselves when they leave the nest, when they leave home. That's the biggest thing. You want to protect them, you want to shield them from the world, but it's really doing them also harm, because they won't know anything.
Well, that's another thing. I don't want to shelter my children. But it's what growth are they going to get from walking home,
I don't know, seeing homeless. It's gross, dog. Walks home. I would walk home, and I think it really helped me out,
I walked home from school from most of my time at school.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until I got a car sophomore year of high school that I really started not walking home.
Yeah.
And luckily enough, nothing happened to me or my siblings as kids. But it's still something I worry about. Oh, I bring that up because I don't know what much growth I could have gotten from that, besides I guess exercising my legs. But at the same time, here's another thing. I don't want to force anything onto my kids, but I'd really appreciate it if my kids took on sports,
Oh my god, that's so important for them.
Yeah.
Just knowing the value of hard work and shit, if you win a tournament, they're gonna feel that. They're gonna be I accomplished something.
Yeah, no, you can.
That's why I regret not doing sports when I was young. I never really did sports.
I did sports all my life. Yeah, I think sports just gives you certain what's the word? Good traits to have. teamwork, determination,
Leadership.
you stay healthy, your children are
Yeah.
healthy, it's just a bunch of other things, I was having this conversation with my cousin literally yesterday. She was like, she wants to homeschool her kids.
Mm.
I'm like, yeah, that's great. Like, have like a teacher come over, like, take care of your kids. I think she's more like worried about like bullying in like public school and stuff like that.
Bullying builds character.
That's what I told her.
That builds character.
It's her, like, it's her choice. It's what she wants to do. Like, you go ahead. But she was like, the only friends that her kids are really gonna have are like through sports and stuff, which is honestly not the worst idea, But it's like not all kids are like that. I feel like it's gonna be harder for kids to make like social interactions or like make friends through like sports, because not every single kid in sports is like homeschooled. They got their friends outside of school or outside of sports and so on.
Yeah, like if you talk to someone who's homeschooled and someone who went to public school, you can really tell the difference, like how they are socially and shit. Hell yeah.
Winnie the Pooh and enough.
Some guy just walked by. Someone from the office that we're in right now.
We're recording in an office and some dude was out here this late. It's Halloween. I was dude, what are we doing? Oh shit, did my shit freeze? Oh no, we good. Oh, we Gucci. Alright, cool.
For sure, for sure.
What else was I saying? Oh yeah, what Kanye was really talking about is like just the way his daughters like dress and stuff growing up, or like how their bodies are gonna come out, like and grow.
Yeah, like don't do no yoga, don't do Pilates, stick to piano and karate or something like that.
Yeah,
that's facts.
I mean, my daughter's free. I feel like she is free to wear whatever she wants. I just don't. I feel like once she turns 18, I'm not gonna. It's not like this is a rule. I feel like when she turns 18, I myself will feel comfortable with like her wearing like whatever she wants out in public. But it's like I'm not gonna say like before then she's not allowed to wear whatever she wants. She's still allowed to wear whatever she wants. It's just like it's a fear for me that
because how men are. Yeah.
I don't want it. I don't want the words to come out wrong. I hope.
It's like what Kanye said. He was like, "I'm a man. I know like what men do."
That's not what I'm saying.
He said the N word. I didn't really want to say the N word.
Yeah. No, that's not what I'm saying. I understand what you're bringing up. Yeah, but what I'm saying is like I don't want to be like in control of like what my daughter wears day in and day out. Me personally will feel comfortable with what she wears when she's 18 years old. But it's like I'm not gonna do anything about it before then, type of thing. As long as she's like not going out like literally naked, that's not gonna happen.
You're not gonna let it happen.
But yeah, I feel like these are like things I always think about. Or like what age like should my kids like have cell phones? I don't want my kids to be like iPad kids, but at the same time, like,
the world's changing. They get them like younger every day. They get cell phones younger.
Yeah.
And like if you don't give them a cell phone, if you don't give them an iPad, they're gonna be resentful. They're gonna be like, why didn't you get me it? It's like I want it.
That's another thing, but that's wasn't really was worrying me until obviously you just mentioned it.
Yeah.
But it's like they're not gonna have a phone to keep in contact with me. I'll get them a flip phone.
A flip phone.
Yeah.
And get them bullied. Builds character.
Yeah. Oh shit. But I mean, like, why are they even showing off their phone in school? My sister was saying that. She's like, why would they even be showing off their phone? I mean, I don't want to get them like a ladybug phone, where there's only like 3 numbers. It's a 911, my phone, and the mom's phone. No, but I'll get them like a.
Well, what age did you get a phone? I think I was like 12 or 13. It was like when I hit middle school. That's when I got a phone.
I think I had to be.
That's like around the time I started walking too, so it made sense,
I want to say 10 years old.
10 years old?
I only say that because I only remember that because of Instagram. Instagram came out 2012.
Yeah.
And I remember having a phone and being like, yo, I can get Instagram and like
You had a smartphone for your first
Yeah.
phone?
No, well, yes.
I had a little BlackBerry. I had like the buttons and shit.
So my sister and I, well, my sister had like, she had like the different like button phones, I don't remember the word for it. It's people are gonna remember. It's this. The name's on the tip of my tongue.
Was
But
it
I
the
can't.
Razor?
Huh?
The Motorola Razor? No?
No, maybe it's a square gray one, where the top half's the camera, bottom half of the square is the buttons. I don't remember. I don't think it's slid up or down. I don't remember. But when she was done using that, I kind of had it for a little bit, but really I didn't really know what to do with it,
Hmm.
because
Who are you gonna call?
I didn't know. I was like, what am I gonna do with this? And then she got the first generation iPhone,
Hmm.
and then I forgot what happened, but we ended up sharing that.
It's cool we're in the generation where like we're like old enough to like not have technology. Like we still had a childhood. We still went outside and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then our later half, we got introduced into technology, and it's like a whole different world.
Yeah. I don't know. I just I want to make sure that it's clear that I was not obsessed with phones growing up.
Exactly. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we were young and we had like the button phones. So we're like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this? I'd rather play outside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As a kid, I always played with Legos, or actually had neighbors, that I talked to when I was younger. Really nice neighbors. I had a bunch of things that I could have done.
Damn, that's some shit that kids might not like do nowadays. Like hang out with their neighbors and shit. Like.
And that's like another thing. I want to get a house in a nice area.
I got you covered.
Huh?
I got you covered.
I want my kids to have friends be friends with the neighbors,
Mhm.
and just grow up with that life,
Yeah.
I think that'll be nice, because I had a good taste of that when I was younger, so I want that for my kids as well. But it's like the only challenging thing is like, do kids really go out anymore?
Yeah, like the world's changed. Like
Yeah.
maybe they're not gonna be able to experience it, even if we kind of like force them into it.
I mean, I don't know. I want my kids to grow up with Lincoln Logs and Legos,
Yeah. But I remember going to the doctor offices and they had like the little toys there, like with the balls and then like the wire thing, and you would just play there.
Yeah,
Man, that was the life, bro. I want to go back.
That was like when you were really young. I remember, I think at 9 years old, my abuelita, my grandma, had she had a button phone, and she had what's that one game where you
Snake.
no, you break the blocks with the ball. I can't remember the name right now, and it had like the little.
I think it was called like brick or break or something like that.
Yeah,
It was something simple.
something like that. Yeah, that's what I played whenever I was bored, or like doing errands with my grandma.
Yeah.
That was like the most fun I had on a phone as a young kid until like Instagram came along, and then like I had my Instagram went through the phase of like where you just post like memes on your page. It's nothing but like screenshots of random stuff and like minion memes all over the Instagram. I don't know if you were there for that era of Instagram, but that was like on the keep calm and whatever post.
Bro, I remember those.
Crazy.
In middle school, there was a whole bunch of TBH or rates.
Yeah.
Like for TBH.
Like for a TBH, comment for a TBH. To be honest, you're pretty cool.
What a time! What a time to be alive.
The most common one was TBH. You're a chill person.
Yeah, I don't know you that much, but
I don't know you that much, but you seem like a chill person. We should hang out sometime. I feel like that's the most common one. And then you finally get the flirty one. Was like, to be honest, you're kind of cute. And then that's it. And you're just like, oh.
If we're gonna be honest, you wanted that one. You wanted like the girl that you like to like.
Yeah.
Slide up and like it and hit you up. That was the only reason you posted it. You didn't give a fuck about nobody else. That's what you said.
You only did that because you're hoping your crush liked your post and wanted one. Dude, imagine like your crush is just like, I'm not liking that shit. I don't care.
Yeah.
No.
That's when you turn into Future.
Huh?
That's when you turn into Future. Fuck these hoes.
Yeah, Hoodville at a young age. No.
That's his origin story right there.
No, all TVs it was like that. I'd have like my homies. Feel like if they're bored, of just like, yeah, let's just get one. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
See how my homies really feel.
Yeah. Remember Kick?
Oh, don't remind me.
Kick was crazy.
Kick was dark ages.
I feel like we talked about Kick already.
Did we?
I don't know.
On this podcast, I guess.
Or maybe I talked to someone else about it.
I think you talked. Yeah. You cheating on me? No. Kick was a dark time. I remember I used Kick a lot in middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was always like random. I don't know. Oh, I remember when I had a couple friends who got, not a couple, but just like a little bit of friends I got, like when they get like sad or something or like upset, they change their profile picture to straight black. And you're just like, oh, damn, I wonder what's going on today. So you hit him, I was like, hey, everything okay? He's like, yeah, I just don't feel like hanging out right now. I was like, oh. Yeah, it was like, thanks for changing your profile picture in black for letting me know that, you know. And now I'm worried.
Now I'm worried.
Dude, but yeah, I feel like if I ever re-downloaded Kick, it'd just be like, oh, they don't save your conversations, huh? Just your profile and your friends.
I'm not sure.
Is Kick even?
I think it died. I don't think it exists anymore.
Yeah, it's not like on the App Store or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Or else I would still be kicking people.
Huh?
Or else I would still be kicking people, though.
It never died.
It never died.
I'm trying to think of another app that was going crazy. Vine. Vine was also.
I never really got into Vine. I wish I did.
Really?
I know my cousin, he was really into it. He would always like show me Vines and stuff, and they were funny. I just never got into it.
No, I did Vine for a little bit.
You did Vine? People are saying TikTok is the new Vine. You think that? Because I never really experienced Vine.
I can see it, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Vine, if you think about it, they work the same way where Vine made a lot of things, a lot of trends famous, a lot of songs famous, and like a lot of people famous. TikTok's essentially doing the same thing, but it's just more advanced in the sense of like you can record for longer, or like people are making like way more money off of it, you know, and it's just like I feel like the outreach is bigger now because the world's just more full of technology as it was since back then, you know, and it's just like I don't know, I really fucked with Vine. I liked it.
And people we know like are getting famous off of fucking TikTok and shit.
Yeah.
Shout out Roman.
Shout out Roman. I love that guy.
What a god.
He just got a deal with Google.
Yeah.
Or
The post is crazy.
Yeah. No, not like is it a deal or like a partnership?
I hope it's a deal. I hope he got paid for it.
Fuck, me too, man.
Yeah.
They got it shout out and everything, so.
Yeah. We got to get him on the podcast.
Yeah, soon.
Take 2.
Camera stopped recording 8 minutes ago, approximately.
So if someone wants to volunteer and help us with the recording,
If somebody wants to do an animation to fill in the space between then and now, that'd be great. Otherwise, it's just going to be a picture of the podcast title for the 8 minutes.
or it could be the picture you took right there, where like you can still see us in our costume. That'd be kind of cool.
A picture that I took from the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the selfie? Yeah. That for 8 minutes straight? Man, I'm hungry, dude.
It was like 10 minutes.
Come
So what was your next topic?
Sorry. They're just in this fry. Or what's the word? Forget it. I'm throating the fry.
Pause.
Unpause. We were.
Silly.
I wanted to bring up how people truly grow, like, as a person when they're living on their own.
Oh yeah. Yeah, enlighten me, because I've never lived on my own.
Yeah, so I spent 2 years in Sacramento, living like either in a dorm or at an apartment, just basically living alone, like just living away from
Family.
your parents, you know. It's like my uncle said this, you know. He's like, he doesn't consider you a real adult until like you have to buy your own toilet paper. Does that make sense?
That's a great way to put it.
Huh?
That's a great way to put it.
He was saying like it takes it takes some crazy realization when you sit down on like your toilet, and look under your sink. There's no more toilet paper. It's like that's when you realize, damn, like there's nobody else here responsible for me and my toilet paper. So now I gotta go do that on my own.
Damn. How was grocery shopping? Was that hard?
Grocery shopping was interesting because you only made you were gonna eat for that day, and then you're like, okay, well I have to. Oh shit, sorry. And then sorry, Let me just put this away. Grocery shopping was interesting because like you buy sometimes what me and my roommate used to do is would buy like more than what we needed for that meal or that time or day or like whatever. Because it would be like we'll just use the rest later in the week, you know, as the week goes on. That fry's really getting to me. Sorry. Cause okay, I'll tell you, we tried to make spaghetti one day on our own because we thought we knew how. I thought I knew how, at least. I've made it before, but it's just like it didn't come out right. I think it's been a while since I made spaghetti. So we bought all the ingredients at I forgot what the store was called, and we got to cooking. You know, we put all the pasta in there. It was like, are we supposed to wait? Because it's crazy how doing it for the first time, you don't know if you're gonna overcook or undercook the spaghetti. It's like it's really vital, and so or how long you leave it boiling. You know?
Or the.
And so when we finished making our spaghetti, it came out really watery.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
overcooked it.
Yeah, it wasn't thick enough. But we still ate it like monsters because we were.
Or else you would starve. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we wouldn't have died and starved, but you know, but, we bought it, so we have to like eat it, you know, type of thing. And then there's sometimes we'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy this so I could use it. Did you hear a notification? Okay, sorry. Sometimes sometimes we'd buy something and be like, oh yeah, we'll make this later, you know, and just you end up forgetting about it. You're just like, damn, I didn't make it, you know, because you ended up
And then like the food goes bad and shit, and you have to throw it away or what?
yeah, because then like you're like you end up eating out the day before or something, or like that day because you're just like, I'm gonna treat myself real quick, you know, and then you forget you have this food waiting for you and so on. So living alone buying groceries is pretty weird.
Would you find yourself buying food more than you would cook at
Yes.
home? Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me personally, yeah. It's just like I feel like that's just like the thing that happens when you're living on your own for the first time. I feel like the more you live on your own, you'll like understand like, okay, I gotta get into the habit of making myself like actual food at home, you know, type of thing. Or like if you're living with somebody, you both have to like hunker down and just be like, oh yeah, this is what we're doing, you know, this, that, whatever. We're doing this on this day, that's on that day, or whatever, you know.
Yeah. What's the It wouldn't be recommendation, huh? Like, what's your advice? What's your advice to someone who's starting to live on their own, or who plans on doing it soon?
Make sure you always have all your toiletries. I think that's the biggest issue. You need a toilet scrubber for sure. Don't forget that, seriously. Always make sure you have toilet paper. Always, if you're living with somebody, make sure who's doing dishes, who's not doing dishes. You know, always do your own dish type of thing. Man, there's like so much, and I just can't. They're all I'm falling blank right
Yeah,
now.
going back to what we were talking about, I think
Yeah, fuck that.
it's really no. I'm sorry. Like, no, it relates to yours. Like, I want my kids to like do shit, you know, while like we're living. Like, well, while they're living with me, I want to teach them how to cook. I want to teach them how to like clean up after themselves, you know. So when they leave my house, you know, they could live, you know. They wouldn't be in the situation where like, what do I do here, you know?
Well, that's your job as a parent.
Yeah, exactly.
That's your job as a parent. You're
Yeah,
supposed to be teaching
but a lot of
them.
people don't know that. Like, that's why there's a lot of people who don't know how to cook. That's why there's a lot of people who don't know how to take care of themselves.
That's true. You think they get baby too much?
Yeah, they get baby too much, and I think just parents don't know. And I think it comes from like the love. Like, you love them so much, you want to baby them. You don't want them to like stress over it, get burnt cooking, you know. Yeah.
I feel like that's like the number one. Isn't that like a saying though? The number one teacher is like learning from your mistakes or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I think it's really important to let your kids do shit and let them make mistakes, let them learn from that shit, you know?
I was watching over my baby cousin recently, and she had grabbed my phone charger, and she was like whipping it around, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, I was like, hey, if you don't stop, you're gonna hit yourself in the face, right? Instead of like getting up and grabbing like the cord out of her hand, I was like, I just let her be. and then she
Yeah.
eventually it was wrapped around her head and smacked her like on the forehead.
Did she learn?
Yeah, she
Exactly. I think that's so important.
She
Yeah.
didn't cry, you know. She was just like, okay, yeah, that hurt.
Yeah.
I can't do this no more.
Because it takes making the mistake to make the connection, you know?
It's like this, yeah. You like
Yeah.
you fall down, you gotta get up again, and just realize, okay, what made me fall down this time, type of thing. So yeah, that's what I.
But it's so hard because you love your kids so much. You don't want them to get hurt, you know? You don't want them to fucking get hit in the face.
I feel like even as adults, like growing, you're just like, okay, I gotta, like when you fuck up, right, and there's like something serious is going on, and you're like, okay, I gotta be more on top of this. I gotta be more on top of that.
Mhm.
It's because you fuck up, you make a mistake, and you learn from it. You move on, and you're like, okay, I can't do that again. If it happens again, you're just like, okay, like now for like 100%, like that's not happening again. It's because people learn from their mistakes, and then you never. I feel like at no age, like you stop learning from your mistakes. From the littlest like crawling baby to like the oldest man like hunched over. Yeah, and then here's like another thing is like a parent's like, you want to let your kid explore up to a point where it's like, okay, I have to like bail my kid out of this situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because your job as a parent goes from being a teacher to being like, okay, like now I have to like. It's weird because it sounds the same but it's different. It goes from being a teacher to holding their hand. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Not really. Explain it.
I saw you nodding. You're like, I was like, are you sure? No, because it's like, okay, as a kid, you're like holding their hand. Or no, fuck. As a kid, you're being a teacher to them, teaching them how the way the world works, right? And then as they grow up and they make their mistakes, at that point, you're like, okay, let me hold your hand and show you, like,
Yeah.
well, I guess you could just say, like, you don't stop being a teacher, but I don't know why I was trying to go a different route about it.
Those are beautiful moments too. Those are core memories, like learning how to fucking ride a bicycle. I remember that shit. Learning how to fucking drive manual with my dad. That's like a recent core memory, and he was like kind of holding my hand, right, like teaching me how to do it. Yeah, I think those are really special moments.
You gotta teach me how to do manual.
Yeah.
I
I
used
got
to,
you.
I used to know, I forgot. Like, I know that doesn't make sense, but I learned for like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After you don't do it for a while, you kind of learn. I mean, you kind of forget. I mean,
Yeah. You have to show me how to do it again. Because I don't know. I just want to be able to like learn how to drive every car, so I can teach my kid to drive every car. Because if they ever get into like a situation where like they need to like drive like a car they're not used to, say they've always driven automatic and it's like they're forced to like drive a stick for some strange reason. Like these are the bizarre situations that make you like.
You want to set your kids up so they could like take on those.
Yeah, it's like bizarre
situations.
situations. It's like this is probably never gonna happen, but I want to make sure you're prepared for this. That's one of the situations I want to be able to teach my kid how to do manual.
It's cool that schools do that too, with like earthquake drills and fire drills. It's like it's a bizarre situation that might not happen because my school never burned down, right? But it's
It
like
never
my school never burned down, but
Oh,
we still
yeah.
learned it,
Yeah.
like what to do just in case.
Yeah,
It's important to be prepared,
There was an earthquake recently. Did you feel it?
I did not feel it.
I didn't feel it either. I was looking at it pop up on my phone as the earthquake was supposed to be going on. I guess we just weren't close enough to feel it.
Yeah, it was like in San Jose, I think.
What are you talking about? Oh yeah, schools, the earthquakes. Okay. Is it okay if I take the conversation in a totally different direction, or did you want
It's
to say
good, brother.
anything?
No, I'm good.
Ever during one of those drills, you ever like imagine like yourself as the hero for the school classroom?
I wouldn't say the hero. I've been in the class, right, and then I like just learning the lesson, and I start daydreaming, and I'm like, what if someone like fucking comes in with a gun? And that's when I play hero. That's when like I save my crush and shit,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but never like during an earthquake or like a fire,
It's like, okay, if an earthquake were to happen, right, and I'm under my desk, right, and my homie's over there under his desk, which side is most likely to get crushed by the roof on top of us? Like, what do I have to do in this situation to make sure me and my homie are cool, right?
Yeah.
Everybody in the classroom's cool. Or like, lockdown drills, for like school shootings or something like that, or just like somebody who's on campus and not supposed to be. Just be like, I'm gonna be the dude that like stops the shooter for some reason.
Yeah,
like,
that's the one I've had.
no, you're not. You're like, yeah.
Bro, I want them to test me, bro.
I remember we had like a cabinet next to like the door entrance, right? I'd be like, I'm climbing up there and I'm gonna jump down on them when they walk in.
In a field trip, have you ever thought about that? Like when you were on the bus, like what if the bus flips over or some shit and then you have to save people? That's what I've also had.
No, I never thought about that. No.
Yeah, I was like, man, what if this bus just like flips over and like I have to step in and be the hero?
Oh, you have to step in. He was like,
Yeah.
you better call them before I have to step in. No, on the bus.
And then I pictured myself like helping the firefighters help every other student get off. I'm a fucking god.
I was too busy trying to figure out how to fall asleep on the bus, like while the bus is shaking. And just like
That sounds funny.
that's what I was thinking about on the bus, or like, oh, never mind. I'm not gonna go there. I don't want to out anybody like that.
So let's go back to living alone.
Hold on, I'm getting hot real quick. It's like I'll do this later. What were we talking about? Living alone. Do you have like what's like some of your main questions for like living alone? I'm probably not gonna be able to answer, but we'll see.
How do you deal with like feeling alone? Like, what would you like call people? Would you like watch a movie? Would you listen to music? Like, what would you do when you felt alone?
I feel like you're supposed to call people when you're feeling alone.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I felt alone pretty often. The problem is I didn't do anything about it.
Did you try to like feel okay when you were alone? Like you're like, I'm alone, like I might spend like some time alone. Like I should get used to it. I should like work on this and feel good about myself when I'm alone.
So generally, I'm someone who likes to be left alone.
Mm-hmm.
But there have been times where it's just like, I feel like there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, that makes really
And I don't know. I think I was feeling lonely for a while. It's just like I couldn't. I don't know. You get sad, and then the thing is like you get through. For me, is like you get through that. The next day, you get like a call from someone or something. Is like it's like the world knows, the universe knows. It's just like, okay, we gotta send somebody to, like put somebody their way, because they're feeling pretty down right now. That's how it was for me. I know my one of my roommates. He'd like call back home pretty often, or like here's another thing. My friends are really social, and me, I was not. I'm not that social when it comes to like being, especially because I was like from out of town. And not only that, times like when I was at the dorm, I came to the dorm a semester late from everybody else, so everybody already knew each other. I kind of like just knew like my three people around me. They knew like people on like different floors and shit like that. I was just like, how, And it's like, oh, let me get some water.
It's always hard like meeting like new people and shit, because it's like, what do I say? Like, do I talk about me? Do I learn about them? It's like, what the fuck do you do when you meet someone new?
Yeah, I mean, I ran into people like strong personalities. I'm like, damn, like, I don't have a strong personality like that, so it's just like it feels like weird, It's like, I don't know. It was like really hard for me. Like, eventually, when like I started living like in an apartment, like with my roommates, if I was ever feeling like lonely or whatever, I like bust into one of my roommates' rooms and be like, hey, like, what are you doing? Like, oh, you want to do this? Oh, you want to do that? Or I'd like call somebody, or like see what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's just like when you live out of town, you're just like out of people's like your friends' lives completely. Like,
yeah, I bet it was even harder for you because like you really did leave town. Like you were out, you were alone. Like all your friends were here.
I had no idea what you were doing for the longest, which is like for a few months, which is kind of crazy to think about. It's like I just knew Christian was like pursuing. It was that time where you were pursuing real estate for the first time, and you were going to like your classes and so on. Yeah. It was like At one point, we were doing something for Able was before you got your real estate license, right?
Yeah. It was
Doing something for Able. Next thing I knew, I get a slight word you're doing your classes, and then later it's like, okay, I'm already in this real estate shit, and it's just like that whole process. I just did not talk, like it's just so weird, It throws you through a loop,
Yeah.
but then when you finally get back into that loop, it's like you have more to talk about. Like, hey, like how was this? How was that? Tell me like, oh yeah, I made friends here, made friends there, this, that, whatever. Got plans to do this video this day. You want to come? Be like, yeah. Oh wait, can't make it. Got work. This, that. Oh, it did not help that when I was living on my own, I worked overnight graveyard shifts. Because then that's when
you would sleep all day or what?
Kind of, yeah. Like your social life gets ruined.
Mm.
You're awake through the night. You're asleep through the day. Like it's just it's a mess. And then like when people want to do something, you're just like, oh fuck, I'm tired. Like I don't want to do something like right now. Like I can't.
Yeah.
So sorry. I like really fucked myself,
Mm.
And it's like I'm alone, and I work overnight. But I really liked where I worked overnight.
Yeah.
My coworkers were all they're all cool. I like them all. I still talk to some of them every now and then now, so that's dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if you can make friends when you're living alone, I do it 100%. If you're like moving out to your house by yourself for the first time, say what's up to the neighbors,
Yeah,
or like
honestly,
if you got a
yeah.
job, just be like, hey, you want to come over and hang out one day, or I feel like it's the number one thing, human interaction.
I think that's hella hard for me because I'm really introverted, especially when I meet new people. Like I feel like I can't make friends like off the bat. I feel like I have to see them over and over until we start becoming friends.
So that's what I was saying. Like at
That's
first
hard,
I was
yeah.
really by myself,
Yeah.
and then I got to learn. It's like it takes time, Nothing's gonna snap for you 100%, unless like you're one of those people who go like door to door, like first day, like, oh hi, like I'm your new neighbor, or whatever. It's like I can't do that.
I baked you a pie.
Yeah, I baked you a pie. Can I get some sugar? I'm your new neighbor. Yeah, that's just not what I'm a pretty introverted person in that sense. So it's just like I can't. Something, okay, I don't know if it's kind of like lesson I learned, but like always keeping your space clean.
Mm.
That's a big one for me now. I'm always like trying to have my room clean no matter what, because it's like, so it's something I noticed. So like if you're at home with your parents, right, like growing up, your room's like generally messy.
Yeah.
Living room's always messy, this, that, whatever, kitchen's always messy. You live alone, your room has to be clean. Like you're always like constantly cleaning, because it's your space now. You have to take care of your space. You don't have anybody else to push you to like take care of your stuff. You have to push yourself. So that's something that I had caught on to. So now like I'm always like trying to make sure, okay, my room's clean, my laundry's done, this, that, whatever. That's something I have now is like making sure like I have like bags of bottles like bagged up, because like I drink out of water bottles, because we don't have like a really fountain or anything to use or like in the house. So like I'd get like a big garbage bag and I fill like the bottles in there, and I'd take my younger brother to like a recycling center so he can like make money off of it. Yeah, because I want my brother to have money, because I don't know, he could just buy whatever he like. He's good at saving too, so I'm really proud of him for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to clean up after yourself. Like I kind of learned that right now because I've been cooking recently, and it's like if you clean up right after you're done using something, it's like less work later once you're done eating. It's like I hate when people like they start cooking and they leave everything out. And I kind of learned that too from like the cooking job, the Eddie's Pizza I had.
Oh yeah.
It was like it's just always better to clean up like right after yourself, like right in the moment, because then it's just a lot less work.
The food always tastes better too.
Really, you think so?
For me personally. Oh, the people who are listening can't tell. I nodded yes. Me personally, cleaning up right after you finish cooking, I don't know, your food just tastes better. Because you just get to sit there and enjoy it. You don't have to worry about like cleaning dishes afterward. other than like I don't know plate or fork that you're using or something.
That's true. Like that's true with everything. Cause like a day of doing nothing, like a day off, it always feels better once you like finish the work that you had to do, you know. Cause like whenever I was in school, I would like not do my homework, and like I always felt guilty for not doing it. When like the days that I did do my homework and I would like play video games, like it always felt a lot better. You don't feel that guilt and shit.
Yeah, a habit that I want to get into now is keeping my car clean.
Bro, I need to work on that.
Yeah, my car. I don't know. I'm not keeping it as cleanly. What's the word? Cleanliness.
Cleanliness, yeah.
I'm not keeping it as clean as I used to have it. Because I used to always have the interior clean. The only thing you'd find in there are like 2 sweaters or something.
Yeah.
But now it's just like there's garbage and like the okay. It's not like it's not like bottles on the ground like overfilling all the way up to like the dashboard, you know, dirty. It's just like, you know, the little cubbies are like full of garbage. The outside's dirty, you know. It's been like a few months since I last did that, and I gotta do it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, you always feel good when you do that. It's like that's the thing. It's just like you feel good about yourself when you do something like that, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what helps you move forward.
My problem is like since I don't have like a really nice car, I see it as like a beater car. So I don't really take care of it. It's like a whatever car, you know. I think like that's not a good mindset to have. I think anything that you have, you should really take care of. You know, no matter like if it's like an expensive car or like a cheap car, like you should really take care of your shit. You know, it's not even like just good for you, but it makes you look good. Like someone going into your car and you're like, oh, it's clean, or like if someone walks into your house and it's clean, like it just looks good on you.
Yeah, I mean, like you remember the truck I had, right? Scratched, beat up on the outside, you know.
Yeah.
I've always kept the inside clean though. The inside was never dirty, except for like maybe a sweater or something. Outside, you know, it would get dirty, but I feel like I kept up with like cleaning it pretty often. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just like I think maybe it's because I didn't make enough money back then to like dirty my car. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because you didn't buy like fast food, you didn't buy coffee. I have a lot of fucking coffee cups in my fucking car, dog.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, okay. Recently, topic change. Sorry. Do you want to spit anything out before I change topic?
No, you're good. You're good.
I have a favorite drink at Starbucks now.
What is it? Pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah, I walk in with my Uggs every day. Even in the middle of the 112-degree weather, I gotta get in there and get my Uggs on. No, actually, it was 112-degree weather that I actually tried this drink for the first time.
But did you have your Uggs on?
No, I didn't. I didn't have my Uggs on. Sorry. That's another thing. I never had Crocs before.
I don't have Crocs.
No, it was buy Crocs together.
I don't think I'll ever buy Crocs.
Let's buy Crocs together, dude.
I don't think
Let's
I'll
get some
ever buy
see-through
Crocs.
ones. I want to see your toes while you're wearing the Crocs.
Like
Cinderella.
I'm good. I don't think I'll ever buy Crocs.
We'll get like
There's nothing against people who have Crocs.
We'll
you know?
get like the podcast like cover on the Crocs.
Yo.
I changed your mind
No,
now.
I wouldn't wear it though. I wouldn't wear it though. I would have them like placed right here, but I wouldn't wear them.
They look comfortable. I'm not gonna lie. They look comfortable.
I heard they're really comfortable. It's just I don't know.
What was I talking about? Oh, Starbucks. Sorry. So my sister, she used to work at Well, she still works but she works at a different Starbucks now. She worked at one here in Stockton, and it's the middle of the heat, right? Like craziest heat we've had in like a minute, and I was like, hey, like, do you guys have like a really cool cold drink by any chance? Like, you know, something to cool me off. And she she recommended this drink called the caramel
Macchiato?
No, caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino or something like that.
Oh, so you like dessert, huh?
Huh?
You like dessert? That's pretty much dessert. It's not real coffee unless it's black.
Okay, yeah.
You like dessert. You don't even like coffee.
It's coffee still. I don't know.
It's dessert.
I don't like coffee. I don't like coffee. It wasn't until I had that drink where I was just like, hey, you know, this is not that bad, you know?
Yeah, because it's dessert.
Shut up. No, it's like it was nice. It was cold. It was something I mean, I don't know. I just don't like regular coffee. fuck you. It just tastes too bland, but I guess that's the point. It wakes you up, right?
Yeah.
Nah.
I like coffee black. Like my women.
Like my favorite flavor of ice cream.
Like my favorite.
No. When I spent a weekend with my dad building a fence
Mm.
in that 14 degree weather.
What was that like?
Oh, it was hot as hell. Obviously, it was just horrible. But I remember one day he woke me up. He was like, "I got you coffee." I was like, "I don't drink coffee." He's like, it's like my dad. He's like, "It's gonna put some hair in your chest. You gotta drink some coffee." And I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "If you don't drink coffee like this, you're never gonna, be a man or whatever." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'll drink the coffee." Never finished it. It wasn't good. I didn't like it.
Did you get hair on your chest though?
No.
He lied.
I just sweated a lot. No, but the fence. Oh, did I show you? I showed you, right?
No.
So we spent, I think, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then a Monday building this fence, and I was getting paid pretty well for it. But yeah, it was super hot, and I was dying.
Your dad does that? He's like a handyman?
Yeah, he's a handyman, in a sense, for like.
Handy Mandy?
Yeah. Yeah, you see, like the heat would hit it sometimes, and we'd be out there like drilling, and
Okay, that's a nice fence.
it's nice, right?
It's a nice fence.
Yeah, we do. We spent forever leveling it and everything. It used to be a chain fence, where like it was bringing the property value down because on the other side was of the fence was like there was this homeless man who just brought a bunch of garbage, and left it laid out everywhere, and the property owner didn't want that, so she like asked my dad to take that down, put up a fence. So my dad was like, "Yeah, I need some help. You want to make some money?" I was like, "Yeah, of course." So
Yeah,
that was fun.
that's cool. I grew up like kind of working with my dad, like doing tile, because he does tile. I think it's a really cool experience.
Yeah, I didn't really grow up doing that type of thing with like my dad before. I think it was like I could count on like one hand how many times I've like helped my dad with like a project like that. Yeah.
Yeah. How did you feel about it? Like, did you enjoy it, or did you like not enjoy it?
It was cool. Definitely like a different experience. I don't want to get too into it right now. It's like pretty late into the podcast. Like I don't want to keep this for too long.
Because when I was younger, I kind of like I didn't like it, right? Because I thought I was like, oh, that's a weekend like I lost, like I could have like had fun and shit.
Yeah.
But it was like it's a good learning experience, like just doing shit with your dad, learning how to fucking cut tile and shit, learning how to place it, it's like important stuff to learn in life. Like I saw it as a chore, but really it was just lessons and shit.
Yeah, I think I appreciate it now more that I'm older than what I would have when I was younger. But it's like I didn't get to experience it that often because I did miss out like a lot of my important like man years growing up like without like a father figure. So I was just like getting back to it now recently. Or not getting back to it, but like having that experience recently. It was really nice. I enjoyed it, It was like this dude's still the same dude, Same unfunny jokes, but they're his type of jokes, so it just makes sense. Yeah. It's nice. I think you enjoy things more with your parents like when you're older.
Yeah, because everything starts to click. Like now I realize it's not just like a chore to do. It's like it's something to be learned from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a lot of things I learned about like leveling and so on. It's just like I don't know. You catch on to all these things. Where you're just like, I'm glad I learned this because now I could take this with me to the future. Like let's say
exactly.
I gotta build a fence in the future, like.
Or if you gotta hang like something on the wall, like you gotta learn how to level it. It's like now you know how to do that.
Yeah. I mean, just a leveler, but at the same time.
Yeah, but you make that connection.
Yeah, that's cool. That's the important part, just making that connection.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, you guys listening. If you here at this point in the podcast, hope you enjoyed today. Like today's episode. We need to start titling these episodes. Can't keep being episode 1, episode 2.
This one's gonna be Halloween special.
Episode 3, Halloween special. please, share with your friends. You know, we always want to keep this shit growing. Uh, follow us on Instagram, 2Boys1Desk podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcasts now. You can also find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts,
Amazon,
iHeart.
anywhere a normal person would want to have their podcast, it's there.
If this was shared to you, you'll always find the podcast link in our Instagram bio. We have a link tree there. It'll drop down the whole thing. You can pick which ones fits your your phone, I guess, or whatever you listen to. Just listen to on a nice drive, or if you're just doing something. I don't know.